ICF Kids, thanks for joining us again this week as we continue looking at the attributes of God and finding out what is God like. I hope you remember these attributes as you're praying and praising God and as you're telling other people about God so that they know what He's like. Let's review what we've learned. God is Almighty. He's the Alpha and Omega. He's awesome. He's compassionate. He's deliverer. He's exalted. He is faithful. He is glorious. He is good. He is gracious. God is holy, and He's our hope. God is Emmanuel. God is judge, and He is just. God is the King of kings and Lord of lords, and He's the Lamb without blemish. God is love. God is merciful, giving us mercy when we deserve punishment. And last week we saw that God is omnipotent. This week we're going to see that God is omnipresent. I wonder where you are right now as you're watching this video. Could you be where you are and on the moon at the same time? No? How about where you are and in Africa at the same time? No? Could you be where you are and on the beach at the same time? No? How about at your grandparents' house and at your best friend's house at the same time? No? Wouldn't that be great? I've often wished I could be two places at once. That would be so great. Now think about it. Where is God right now? If you said that God is in heaven, you're right. If you said that God is in your heart, you're right. But I want you to know that today that God's not just in heaven and He's not just in your heart, that God is everywhere at all times. That's called being omnipresent. Omnipresent. He's everywhere at all times. In the Bible, we saw God in a burning bush. We saw God in a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire at night. We saw that God was in the temple. But even when He was in those things, He was everywhere else too. He was everywhere all at once. He's omnipresent. Psalm 139 explains that to us.
Psalm 139.
Lord, You have examined me, so You know all about me. You know when I sit down and when I get up.
You know my thoughts before I think them. You know where I go and where I lie down. You know everything I do.
Lord, You know what I want to say even before the words leave my mouth.
You are all around me, in front of me, and behind me. I feel Your hand on my shoulder.
I am amazed at what You know. 'Tis too much for me to understand. Your Spirit is everywhere I go. I cannot escape Your presence.
If I go up to heaven, You will be there. If I go down to the place of death, You will be there. If I go east where the sun rises, or go to live in the west beyond the sea, even there You will take my hand and lead me. Your strong right hand will protect me.
Suppose I wanted to hide from You and said, surely the darkness will hide me. The day will change to night and cover me.
Even the darkness is not dark to You. The night is as bright as the day. Darkness and light are the same.
You created every part of me. You put me together in my mother's womb.
I praise You because You made me in such a wonderful way. I know how amazing that was. You saw my bones grow as my body took shape, hidden in my mother's womb.
You saw my body grow each passing day. You knew that I was there. You saw me before I was born. All the days planned for me were written in Your book before any of them ever began.
Your thoughts are beyond my understanding. They cannot be measured.
If I could count them, they would be more than all the grains of sand.
And when I wake up, I am still with You.
You see, God knows his people, but he has to be with us to know us. God knows everything we do. He knows when we sit down, when we get up, when we go out, when we come back. Why? Because he's with us. God knows what we're thinking and what we're about to say before we even say it, because he's always with us. There's nowhere we can go where God is not there. He's in the highest heavens and the deepest depths. He's on the other side of the world, and he's in the mountains, he's in the sea, he's everywhere, and he's always with us. He was with you while you were being formed inside your mother. He knit you together inside your mother before you were born, because he's everywhere all the time. That's called being omnipresent. He's everywhere all the time. Our verse today is from Psalm 139, verse 7. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? Is there anywhere we can go where God is not there? No, nowhere. What a comfort that God is everywhere and God is always with me. When I'm in the dark, God's with me. When I'm alone or scared, God is with me. When I go somewhere new and I don't know very many people, God is with me. When I'm trying out something I've never done before, God is with me. He's always, always there. What a comfort to know God is everywhere. He's omnipresent. To help us remember that God is omnipresent, that he's everywhere all the time and he's always with us, let's sing this little song to the tune of London Bridges Falling Down. God, you're with me everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. God, you're with me everywhere. You are everywhere. And then you could add words maybe to help you remember that God's with you in the times that make you worried or scared or anxious. For example, you might say, God, you're with me in my bed, in my bed, in my bed. God, you're with me in my bed. You are everywhere. Or maybe at school. God, you're with me at school, at school, at school. God, you're with me at school. You are everywhere. And you can remember that song when you're worried and you need to remember that God is with you. It's great to know that God's always with us. What a comfort. But that also means he knows everything we think, say, and do. He knows our sins. And remember, God is holy. He can't be in the presence of sin. But he loves us so much, he sent Jesus to take the punishment for our sins so that he could be with us and we could be with him. Not just here on earth, but with him eternally in heaven. He loves us so much. Not only is he omnipresent everywhere all the time, but he wants to be with you. He wants to spend time with you, and he made a way for that to happen by erasing your sin on the cross so that you and I can be with the holy, holy God. To help you remember that God is omnipresent, you can make a poster like this one. I included the earth to show that he is everywhere, and then I put some places that one might want to remember that God is with them, like in my school, in my bed, when I travel, and when I'm alone. You can pick some places that you want to remember that God is with you. I also included the verse, Psalm 139:7. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? I hope you have fun making this poster reminding you that God is always with you and he is everywhere all the time. Have fun. We'll see you next time.